This is the Whoop 4.0, and this is my honest review of the past 3 weeks of having it. Starting off, this watch is a elastic band with a metal computer component to it. It has no screen on it, and it has a heart rate monitor underneath, and it easily attaches onto the wrist after understanding the kind of complex nature of actually understanding how to put it on, because it is confusing at first. Now the watch is made to never come off, and that's why the charging block slides directly on the top and literally makes it look like a fake Apple Watch or a fake Fitbit, whatever you want to be. But this charging block is waterproof, so I guess that's a plus. But when you get wet, it sucks. You see, it's a good thing they make it waterproof because you're not supposed to ever take it off, and you know, it can get wet. Oh, and look, it's perfectly fine, but now the band's wet and it takes hours for it to dry. That also goes for if you're doing a intense workout or if you're sweating a lot and the band gets wet, well guess what? You're about to be walking around with your sweat all over you, or at least on your wrist, until it dries. Or if you want to take it out and wring it off. But you're not supposed to take it off, so never take it off. So what exactly is the Whoop? Well, essentially it's a fitness health monitor tracker that you wear, just like any other health fitness tracker. It can be easily compared to the Garmin, which is also a fitness health tracker, or a Fitbit, or an Apple Watch. Now the primary difference of the Whoop compared to those is, well, there's no screen. It doesn't tell you anything unless you open the app, which is conveniently on your cell phone. So you have to have your phone in order to use the Whoop. But in theory, the Whoop is supposed to track every single workout and activity that you do without you even knowing, and automatically, as one might say. But have I personally experienced this? No. Besides, when taking a nap, the Whoop somehow knows when I sleep and take a nap. But working out and doing any physical activity, going on a walk, cycling, working out, nope, it doesn't track any of that automatically. I have to actually go into the cell phone and update it. Which, yes, this could be caused because I've only had the watch for 3 weeks and I haven't had it, you know, the full month trial that I have the watch. It may not have collected all the data about me yet, and it might not know everything specifically about me. Which kind of draws me to my next point. If you're planning on trying out the Whoop and you want to do just a month trial, you gotta remember that. The watch doesn't know you yet. It doesn't know your metrics. You've only had it for a couple weeks. It doesn't know everything about you. Now, the watch does offer some unique features that I have not seen in other apps, specifically towards the Garmin, where you can update your daily journal where you add if you consumed any protein that day, if you had any caffeine, the hour in which your last consumption of caffeine was, alcohol beverages consumed, and basically it'll take all these metrics and it'll guide you on what you can change in order to improve your recovery, your stress, your sleep. And that's something I haven't seen in any other fitness tracker. It's pretty practical. You don't really need to touch it at all. You only have to touch your phone, which you're probably already touching every day anyways for multiple hours upon hours. But what's unpractical is the battery life. The battery life on the Whoop, for me at least, is 3 to 4 days and then I have to charge it again. I've never let it get below 20%, but I don't know why the battery life sucks on this thing. Compared to the Garmin watch, this thing outperforms this, but this is also solar powered on the front, so that could add a little bit of factor, but probably not. So things I like about the Whoop. Obviously the activity tracker, tracking your daily habits. Secondly, I like how it shows you your strain, where 20 is the highest you can go on the Whoop, 0 being the lowest, so it'll usually guide you in where you want to be to improve your fitness. Third, what I enjoy about the Whoop is the recommended sleep that it gives you. So it tracks your sleep, obviously, in order to perform, to get by, or be in peak performance. And it'll show you a list and exactly what time you need to go to bed and compare that to the time you wake up. All that information is, you know, nice to have, nice to see, but if you're anything like me, numbers mess with your freaking head and you want to just, you know, hit that top number every single day, it's gonna mess with you mentally. So if that's a problem you have, don't freaking get this. You're gonna be like, I need to go to bed right now. I need to work out harder because my strain's not high enough. Okay, let's look at some real metric data here. the price point of the Whoop. Now, that is an annual subscription. You pay that annually. Because the Whoop itself, this watch, completely freaking free. Unless you want to be bougie and get the platinum version or like some other colored strap. But the 4.0 black, completely free. But if you want to pay that freaking much annually, then get the Whoop. Because you gotta pay that every month. Now, if you want to be a little discreet about it, you can get the family plan where you can add up to 6 members and you can pay that price. You see the difference there? But that's per person still. That price is still per person. So really you're not, what is that, like barely a discount, right? That's per person. So 6 people paying that price. I don't know. And that top price, you know, annually if you're one person, oh, it's not just that one cost? That's per person? Whoa, is it a scam? You tell me. And that annually cost will literally be reoccurring. And who knows if they're gonna increase it. Ooh, things cost more, inflation, it's gonna go up. I do wanna compare this to something like this Garmin here. This is kind of an older model. It's the Fenix 6 Solar Pro. And this, when it came out, was about an $800 watch. Right now you can get it probably around that $400, $300 mark. But that is a one-time payment and you literally get every single feature that the Whoop offers in the Garmin. And it shows you the time. It shows you the freaking time. You know, why would you get the Whoop over the Garmin? But maybe you're someone that doesn't want to wear a wristwatch and see the time. You know, maybe that's not your thing, so you want to get the Whoop. Or you're in the other boat where you still want to track all your fitness information and wear the fitness tracker and get all your stuff, but you also want to wear a day date. Because you can't get that information from this, can you? Are you someone that somehow walks a lot and you don't just sit around all day? Well, guess what? The Whoop just added somehow a beta version of a pedometer tracking your steps. I don't know how that's beta. How did that not come out with like the 1.0? This can freaking track steps. An Apple, a Fitbit can track steps. How is this like new that is tracking steps? And it's beta too, so who knows if the information's accurate? No one knows. Also, if you're a fitness guru and you run a lot, I don't know, cycle, guess what? This will not track your pace or anything of that nature. It will not do that. It'll just track the run, like go on a run. Oh, you ran 30 minutes, sick. It didn't know you ran 3 miles at a 7:30 pace. It had no idea. It just knows that you ran for 30 minutes and your heart rate was 190. So you'll still have to use this, the Garmin, regardless, or open up Strava or the Nike running app, or have another fitness tracker tracking you while you're running and also wearing this. That in itself is stupid. So obviously those are just my personal opinions from having the Whoop for these past 3 weeks and comparing it to what I've noticed the Garmin. Because the Garmin performs the same way and is, you know, if anything, half the cost because you're doing a one-time fee instead of multiple payments for however long you want to wear the Whoop. Here's some real-life information about the Whoop, all right? So, an argument might be made that there's a community based around Whoop. You can all your friends can, you know, gather around, compare stats, and see what you're up to in the fitness realm. Well, guess what? Garmin has the same thing. Not only that, have you ever heard of Strava? Whoa. God, I love Nitro Cold Brew. And I say all this information about the Whoop with only having 3 weeks experience. There's still some features I haven't used, such as the AI feature where you can literally talk to a chatbot about your health, which I mean, that's freaking cool in itself. But then again, do you want AI knowing all your fitness stuff? In conclusion here, I am going to be buying the annual membership for the Whoop. For one specific reason, I want to try an entire year comparing the metrics, actually using the app, because honestly, I don't want to do that daily journal every day. Who freaking wants to do that? I'm not that obsessed. But I like how it shows the sleep and the recovery compared to sleep with training, because honestly, it's easier to see on the app than the Garmin app. But another major contributing factor to why I'm going to be trying this for a year, and then maybe I'll make a follow-up to that year too. But another major factor is because my Garmin watch, the loop where I use right here, it broke. And then the one after that actually broke, if you could see. So now it's just like a floppy little gadget on my arm. That's another reason. I just would rather pay, you know, 1 year for what would be probably half of the cost of replacing this. That was my review of 3 weeks with the Whoop and my honest opinions of the Whoop and having it so far. So if you liked the video, leave a thumbs up. Even if you didn't like it, then go yourself. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.